What did you make of the stoppage, first of all?
I felt like it was a little early, but it was still tough. It was still tough to watch, you know.
Yep.
Tough fight to watch. You know, Wardley did what he's supposed to do. So, I know he fight me, though. I'm gonna stop his ass.
What, if you fight Wardley?
Oh, I'm gonna stop his ass.
If Fabio Wardley fights me next, I'm going to stop his ass when I fight him, Jarrell Miller. And let me counterpunch. I think that is a more realistic fight that could happen instead of the Derek Chisora fight, which I do think that was a shit deal that Jarrell got or received from that situation, the double contracts and, you was almost done of getting in there with Derek Chisora. Then Derek Chisora decides, we're going to do the Dillian White fight instead. I can understand both sides, but me personally, I'd rather see Jarrell Miller versus Derek Chisora. Someone fresher, someone durable, someone tested recently, not Dillian White. Dillian White's been out of the game too long to show any credibility for any reason. You know what I mean? That's it. And then if he beats Dillian White, he really won't get respect for that because Moses took him out. He's been off for 2 or 3 years, a couple years. And, it's just proven that he's not who he was. So he has no momentum, But back to Miller and a possible Wardley fight. That fight was on the table. So the question is, only Jarrell Miller can tell us this. Did he or could he have fought a good fight or a good enough fight, or was he in good enough shape to fight before pulling out of the fight? Because now he sees how hard it is to get another damn fight. You know what I mean? The Derek Chisora fight was on the table. He didn't want his promoter or ex-promoter a part of it. Then the Fabio Wardley fight was set and already made and all this. And then, I pulled out because of a shoulder injury. Then all these other fights now have fell through. And this guy's been out of the ring forever now. You know what I mean? So he's just as inactive as Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury and them. So he's basically in the same circle. Right? So we're looking at this and you're like, okay, well, when does Jarrell Miller get a fight? Who does Fabio Wardley fight? I mean, he promised Joseph Parker the rematch. So he, of course, wants Alexander Usyk. So, I mean, at this point, Jarrell Miller, wanting to fight and saying he's going to stop Fabio Wardley makes it interesting because one thing that I can bank on is Fabio Wardley can punch, but I think I do believe that I think Jarrell Miller can take those shots. And if Jarrell Miller can take those shots and just work them and he can't stop Jarrell Miller, that's going to be one hell of a fight. And a lot of people had Jarrell Miller beating Fabio Wardley despite him being undefeated. He got the one draw and then Jarrell Miller has the one loss. And, that fight, and Jarrell Miller slapped him, caught him across the face a couple times, you know what I mean, in the build-up and then it pulled out. So, that's an interesting fight to really, muster up, but I think it can happen. That's, of course, why we're talking about it because Jarrell Miller, he's not he's not those guys, okay? Even though he's not old, put it that way. You know what I mean? And he is durable. And he is a brash-talking American. And it would sell out in the O2 Arena. And I would like to see that fight. And I think that fight could happen one day. Hopefully, if they just stay in there. And Jarrell Miller stays, of course, injury-free and obviously drug-free. So, yeah, I look forward to that fight to happen. But you guys tell me what you think of Jarrell Miller stating that he would stop and will stop Fabio Wardley when they fight. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.